Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Supervin47 here, and welcome back to the Age of Wushu, where I wander around the Jianghu. Now, hang on, let me just kill the volume here for a second. Now, this is going to be a very special episode. I'm going to bring you guys here, where okay. First things first, context. I'm actually recording this, Decline, on August 7th, one day before the release of the Mount Hua tournament patch, or expansion pack, that is coming out tomorrow. What am I going to do, you guys might ask? Well, hang on. First of all, this is going to be a story time, because I want to tell you guys the story behind the Mount Hua... Horse? Oh my god, horse, come on. I want to tell you guys a story behind Mount Hua, while my horse here, takes us to the post house. Or just basically wanders. We're gonna just drive around Wanderer's Valley, while you guys kick back, relax, and let me tell you a story. Now, first of all, context. For those of you guys who don't know, Mount Hua expansion pack is a expansion pack that would include the Mount Hua tournament. Now, that is a tournament fought on a mountain to determine the 5 strongest fighters in the Jianghu. But you gotta wonder to yourself, why are we fighting? Well, hang on. Disclaimer first. All images of the 5 fighters will be taken from the Age of Wushu website, so disclaimer on that. And taking the place of the government scholar will be Guan Yu from the Red Cliff movies. I highly recommend you check out the Red Cliff movies, they are fantastic. Okay. So, in Jin Yong's novels, the 5 greats weren't actually the 5 greats until they had their tournament on the mountain. Why did they have their tournament on the mountain? Well, they had their tournament on the mountain to determine who would own a particular book. Let me take you back. Wind the clock back about 25 years. Stop that. Let's wind the clock back about 25 years. Okay? 25 years ago, there was this small government bureaucrat. He didn't really have a cushy job, woke up, went to work, did his thing, had a wife, had kids, and all he did every day was just write. He just wrote books. You know why? Because they didn't have printing presses. They had no printing presses, they had no copy machines, no Xerox machines, nothing like that. So, how are you going to write books? How are you going to spread books around? That's where these guys come in. They basically just write. That's their job. That's all they do, day in and day out. They just write. And on occasion they get called into military service, but hey, that just comes with the job. You're working in a bureaucracy under the government, you're gonna expect to do some time. Some service time, not some time. So, this dude here, he was tasked with basically writing hang on. We'll get to the map later. This dude here was basically just tasked with writing philosophy. Alright? So the king wanted a copy of all the foremost philosophy texts for his royal family. Government bureaucrats are like, okay, hey you, old man, you do it. So what he does? He sits down and starts writing. He's writing Taoist philosophy, Confucian philosophy. He's writing, musical theory. He's writing all sorts of philosophical theory on internal qi, external qi. He's writing about military strategies. He's writing day in and day out. He's just scribbling, scribing. He's writing the same book so many times over, he has it memorized. Now, one day, his kingdom goes to war, and that small village where he's currently residing on, they summon him to go fight, basically. He's like, I'm just an old scholar. What the hell do I know? So, he gets suited up, 'cause it's his duty. He gets suited up. He goes to war. He sets foot on that battlefield. He is surrounded. His men are dying left and right. They're outnumbered on that battlefield. He's gonna die, and shit's going down. It's his neighbor's nephew, his cousin's son dying left and right. And it's like, these are people who I grew up with, and everyone's just dying. Their mother's dying, their father's dying, their uncles, their cousins dying. And finally, he's the last one left. The enemies are encroaching upon him. He's panicking. He doesn't know what to do. Soldiers walk up to him. Soldiers are naturally taunting him because he's the only one left. And in his fury, in his righteous anger, he strikes one of them. And suddenly, whoosh, this huge outpouring of chi just like shatters the guy's helmet. He just like knocks that dude clear out. And then he looks at himself and he realizes, in studying that philosophy, in studying the military tactics, he has enlightened himself to such a level of internal chi that he went from level 0 to like 101 in that one moment. Suddenly everything made sense. All his philosophy, all his military tactics, all the books that he had copied over and over again on cultivating internal chi, he was wrecking face, just like, oh my god, he tore armies apart. He was like, no, boom, swash. And that bureaucratic scholar turned out to be a deep, ultimate badass. He went to war. He was like kicking ass and taking names. And he was like, I will not be your bureaucratic bitch any longer. And just, boom. That was fantastic. So, after the campaign, after the war settled, he finally got to go home. Came home a war hero, by the way. He realized, my god, I have such profound internal skill. Anyone with my powers will be able to rise again to defend their home. So what he did, he wrote the last book he would ever write. He sat down, gathered his pen, gathered a bunch of paper, and started writing a book called the 9 Yin Manual. The 9 Yin Manual was basically a culmination of all that he had learned, all the tidbits, all the tricks. He distilled everything he'd learned from writing those countless frickin' novels into one manual. And whoever so learned from this manual would have unsurpassed power. Enough power to take down an army. Now flash forward to present day. Alright? In present day, well, there were 5. Now we're fast forwarding to present day. In present day, we have 5 great warriors in the Ming Dynasty. You would say that these regions are separated by national lines. It's not the same in the Jianghu. In the Jianghu, these places are separated by regions. Let me show you. So, in the northwestern region here, well, northern region, right? We have the Northern Beggar. And he is the leader of the Beggar clan, obviously. And obviously he's one of the 5 most powerful warriors. And he's a righteous man. You know, they call the Northern Beggar Hong Chi Gong. He is one of the most righteous heroes in the Jianghu right now. And he basically... people call him the Northern Beggar, really, but he doesn't really stick around there. He kind of like wanders around all of China doing whatever he wants. He's a beggar. To be honest, let's be honest. He does whatever the hell he wants. To the south, here, we have Emperor Duan. Duan Zhixing, I think. And he's the royalty. I think he's the prince of the southern kingdom of Dali, but just because he's from the southern area, they call him the southern emperor. Over here we got the east. My favorite, Huang Yaoxi. He is known as the Eastern Heretic. This man is a man who don't give a fuck. He's neither good nor evil. He just simply does not give a fuck. He does whatever he wants, and that's kind of what people are a little bit terrified of him to do. He actually resides in Plum Blossom Island, which I actually visited in a previous episode. And for the 4th, here, we have Ouyang Feng. Ouyang Feng, also known as the Western Venom. Now this is a crafty dude. Ouyang Feng, he's always been more so devious than powerful, but he's always wanted power. So he's always used schemes and poisons to get whatever he wanted, you know. But let's just, for sake of having a bad guy, let's call him the bad guy, because he mainly deals with snakes, and as we all know, snakes are the devil. And then finally, in the Central Plains, so you have the Northern Beggar, Western Venom, Southern Emperor, and the Eastern Heretic. In the Central Plains, there is purportedly the most powerful of them all, Wang Chongyang, the founder of the Wudang martial arts sect. He is a Taoist by philosophy, and he is without a doubt the most powerful. So, what the hell do these 5 have to do with each other? Well, Wang Chongyang found the 9 Yin Manual, but he didn't learn from it because he recognized its power. It's raw, unstoppable power, and what a danger it is to the world. So what did he do? Hang on. What did he do? He gathered the other 4 who he knew as highly reputable martial artists, and he decided, this power is too much for me to command. So let's have a tournament. The best of us will hold on to the 9 Yin Manual and, learn from it, study it, keep it. So the 5 of them gathered up on the Mount Hua mountains, and they fought for 7 days and 7 nights straight in a series of intellectual and physical and martial prowess competitions. In the end, Wang Chongyang proved to be the most powerful. That's why he's called the Central Divine, or the Central Deity, or the Central God, whichever one. The most powerful one of the 5 greats. But now the Mount Hua tournament is here upon us yet again, and these heroes have all passed. There is no more Northern Beggar, there's no more Western Venom, there's no more Southern Emperor or Eastern Heretic or Central Divine. No, you, my dear friends, must now compete amongst yourselves to find out who will be the next 5 greats. Good luck. Have fun. I'm SuperVin47. I hope you enjoyed this story time. I'll see you guys on the mountain. Signing out.